As a former law enforcement officer, there was nothing that I hated more than going to the scene of a vehicle accident. I just did not enjoy working those whatsoever. One of the things that I always encountered is that it was he said, she said, and you're just hoping that the accident scene really just spoke for itself and told you exactly what happened and who was at fault. But in some cases, there was no way to tell who was at fault, and you just had to go off of the word of the people that were there. But in some instances, you had folks that had dash cameras, and the dash camera was the best because the camera doesn't lie. And that made the scene a lot simpler to decide who is the at-fault party in the accident. Well, when you're driving a $100,000 vehicle, a C8 Corvette, hopefully you're never in an accident, but if you are, that dash camera could save you for sure, especially on your insurance. And that's why I think it's so important to be able to have that dash camera set up so that it's always recording and it'll overwrite once that card fills up, so that if you're ever in an accident or you witness another accident, you've got footage that tells your side of the story, and it's not just somebody taking your word for it, but they can actually see it on the camera. Not to mention the fact that it's just fun to have that dash camera going and record any kind of competitive driving out on the track or anything like that. So we're gonna go through and I'm gonna show you those settings and all the overlay. I think y'all are gonna enjoy this one. Let's jump to it. Now let's start by going over some of the things that you're gonna need. In reality, the only thing that you really need is an SD card. SD card needs to be a class 10. I went through the manual just to verify, make sure that I purchased the right thing. I'm gonna go over that with you. The class 10 is in the circle right there on the edge. You can kind of see it. That's the main thing. I do recommend getting a card with a speed of somewhere around 140 megabytes a second, which is pretty standard on most cards these days. You don't have to get any ultra fast cards doing 200 megabytes a second. It's not really necessary for what we're doing. That would be used a lot for sports photography and things of that nature, but you don't need that for your performance data recorder. I've got a 128 gigabyte card and a 64 gigabyte card. You can purchase either one of those. I haven't found anything that said that the vehicle likes this card more than that card as far as memory space goes, but of course you can record a lot more with the 128 gigabyte card, and they're really inexpensive. This isn't something that's going to cost you a fortune to go out and purchase. The other thing that I have is a card holder storage box, and then I also have card readers. This one will work with my iPad, and then this one will work with my iPhone and my iPad plus a computer, and this one right here will just work with my iPad or a computer. So I do recommend those if you're going to go out and need to access that video quickly. Maybe you're going out onto the track and you want to be able to review all of that or put a video together. Those things right there can definitely be handy for you. I'm going to go ahead and unbox some of these things, especially the SD card, pop it into the card. I'm going to show you what I purchased here so that you guys can kind of see what it is, and maybe you might want to go out and do the same thing. So it's, I guess, kind of a product review at the same time. The first thing I opened up was the SD card. This was the On brand. I purchased this from Walmart. I think it was about 10, 15 bucks, somewhere around in that. May have been less than that. It does feel pretty sturdy. Very nice hard back on here. It has room for 4 SD cards and 4 micro SD cards, and the inside is kind of a rubber. It looks like these cards will probably fit pretty well. The little snap on the front, it does snap pretty well. I'm usually not a big fan of these because these tend to break after you've used them for a little while, so we'll have to see how durable that is and how long it lasts. But I also don't plan on constantly removing SD cards back and forth. I did go ahead and buy some of these things because I'm going to Bowling Green March 25th, and I'm going to be behind the wheel of a Z06 and an E-Ray, so I got 2 cards so that I could swap those out and get some footage. I think that I could probably use 1 card and swap it between 2 vehicles and not overwrite, but just to be on the safe side, I bought 2 cards, and I will film on each card because I don't want to lose any footage by switching it over to the other vehicle. And you know, it does allow you to format the card to reset the settings for it and delete everything off of there, and it does allow you to do that manually, but I just don't want to take the risk, so I bought 2 cards. Next thing that I got here, this is also the On brand. I'll go ahead and pull this reader out. This allows you to put your SD card after you've used it. So you can slide the SD card into the slot right here. It also has a micro SD slot and a USB port. And then from there, you can plug this straight up to a computer, or it's a USB-C plug right there. So I can plug that up into my iPad and download that footage straight from the SD card to my iPad. It'll allow me to go ahead and save that and also produce any videos that I'd like to do while I'm out and not available at my computer. So I do like that one. The only thing I didn't like is that it only had 2 different connections, that USB 3.0 and that USB-C. And I want to be able to access the footage on my phone because I do a lot of my work from my phone. It's just easier for me. It's always in my pocket. And so I went ahead and I bought this other one as well. I got this one after the fact. You'd probably be thinking, why did you buy 2 if both of them have the USB-C option? Well, the first time I bought this is all they had. And then a few days later, I found this other one. So I went ahead and got it. It is a Vivitar brand, which is a decent brand. We've got our iPhone connector right here. We have our SD card slot and micro SD card slot. And then this end right here, let's take a look. We have a spot on the back here where I can plug in the USB-C and then USB-C connector. And then I do not remember what this connector is called, but basically for an Android phone, it allows you to connect there if that's what you're using, an Android. So got those 2 items. We're gonna test those out and see how they work here in just a minute. And then of course, our SD card. We'll go ahead and pop that out and see how it fits into the case. You know what I really need is a pair of scissors. Ha! My buddy over here, Frank, has a pair of scissors he passed me, so. All right, here's our SD card. Again, that's a Class 10 SD card. Go ahead and show you how it inserts here into the reader. I believe it'll go in this way on the, nope, flip it around, there we go. Inserts just like so, and that'll be able to that'll allow me to pull that footage from the SD card to the device I'll plug it into. All right, let's go to the car. Let's plug in an SD card. I'll show you where that goes, and then we'll go through all the settings. All right, so we got our SD box here. We'll go ahead and grab our card out. We got the 64 gigabyte card. Open up our glove box with the center button right here, and then our reader is right over here, or our place where we insert it. So we're gonna take that, and there we go, right there. Flip the card around. All right, so look how I'm putting this in. We're gonna go turn it towards the passenger door, insert it. Now you'll hear a click. Hopefully you heard that click. But once it clicks in there, it's kind of spring loaded, it locks into place, and that's where it stays. We can go ahead and close that glove box, and let's access all the settings. All right, so we're gonna jump over to PDR, or the Performance Data Recorder. Hit and hit OK to that. Okay, so you can see it has a button up here that allows me to start recording. Video overlay. We have a none sport track and timing. Let's put track on there. Let's do the preview button. And there we go. You can kind of see we've got our gravity over here, G's, how many we're pulling. We have our RPMs, and you can see everything that we're adding to this. So we're going to back out of that, go back over here. Let's do sport just to show you preview, and kind of changes the overlay just a little bit. Go back and do none, our preview button, and now we don't have anything on there whatsoever. This stuff, your lap timing. So this is where you'll go to select a track, custom track, save tracks, all of that. There is a spot back down in here that has a reader. It's kind of hard to see. There's a USB over there, and you can go in and actually save. Jumpy there. You can save information or your tracks, load them up in here. All right, so we're gonna go to our settings here. Can we do automatic recording? It says it's off right now. We're gonna turn that on. We're gonna configure it. We've got high resolution, your 1080p. You can go low 480p. If you've got a decent sized card, there's literally no reason whatsoever for you to go with a low 480p. There's so many cards out there with so much memory that are inexpensive. There's no reason whatsoever for you to be on 480p. So you can set this up on only in valet mode will it automatically start recording. So, you know, if you are valeting, then it's always doing that. I like mine, allow recording overwrite. We're going to turn that on. I'm not going to turn on the only in valet mode, because again, I'm trying to show y'all how to set this up for if you're just driving around and you want that recording going constantly. So automatic recording is on every time I start up this car. It's going to begin to record, and the overwrite that I showed you, when this card fills up, it will just start back at the beginning and start to fill it up again. That way you don't have to worry about your card being full and then it stops recording on you, and then you end up missing out on footage that you need. SD card information, we can click over here. It shows you the size of your card, how much is used, how many recordings are on it, and you format it. If I powered this car on fully, then that's when it would start recording. Or I can just hit the start recording button right here. We're gonna enable this, and you can see we've got a timer on there. It's already doing that for me. It says I have 680 minutes left of footage for this card, and let's go ahead and stop that, and then we're going to jump over to our recordings, and you can see here we are. This recording button right here. We're going to enable this, so and you can even hear my voice. Timer on there. That's cool. It's already doing that for me. It says I have 680. Stop that. That pretty much covers everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps me out. I appreciate it very much. And of course, I am in sales C8 Corvettes. If you're looking for one, please give me a call at 903-780-5422. I'd love to help you. I've got customers that fly in from all over the country, or I can ship it to you. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Catch you guys later.